Today I've got 23 Hall of Famers put on a map, and together with a pair of legendary teammates, we're simulating until only one remains. 7 NBA teams are not included in this video as they haven't produced 3 Hall of Famers who primarily played for them. By that I mean Shaquille O'Neal, for example, ring chasing to end his career does not make him eligible to play for the Cavaliers or the Celtics.
You better watch your back.
Okay. Speaking of Shaq, I also limited players to just one team each, so the Lakers won't have Diesel or Kareem, for example, as the Magic and Bucks respectively needed them more. Final note, games will be played 5v5, 48 minutes. Each trio is accompanied by the exact same generic 60 overall supporting cast. But I've turned injuries and fatigue off, adjusted rotation, so the 3 studs for each team will play all 48 minutes and definitely control the outcome of this video. For those new to NBA Imperialism, I will be spinning this wheel before each new turn. This will be the team that goes out on the attack. We're starting with the Washington Wizards. In which direction on the map will the Wizards be attacking? They're going southwest, and crazily enough, southwest from Delaware, Maryland, where the Wizards territory is located, is all the way into Dallas. Okay, sure. Washington's Hall of Famers, a couple undersized bigs, Elvin Hayes, Wes Unseld, and a pretty nice point guard in Earl Monroe. Taking on prime finals MVP Dirk Nowitzki himself, plus Mavericks Jason Kidd and Adrian Dantley, who played there when he was older. On paper, this is two of the weaker trios leading us off, but Dirk's crew came out the gates gunning, a dominant performance to defend their land. 30 points, 19 rebounds for Dirk on 12 of 24. Jason Kidd a near triple-double. That's what he did, brother. A little cross-continent land poaching by Dallas, as the wheel would ironically set us up with a Texas battle next, this time not including those Mavs. On the attack, San Antonio, probably a top 5 trio of Hall of Famers here. Tim Duncan, David Robinson, Tony Parker. Will they have enough spacing? Funny I should mention spacing. The Hall of Fame Houston Rockets, Hakeem Olajuwon, Yao Ming running power forward, and Calvin Murphy, who's like 5'9". Okay, this is a super fun matchup because both positions are lining up. Point guard, power forward, center. Which team is greater? Which wins out? With most of Texas on the line, neither team would give in, heading right down to the final buzzer. I don't know about the Spurs going to D-Rob. They should be getting away from the Hakeem matchup. Never mind. Hakeem just got embarrassed by the Admiral. Okay. I love it. Hall of Famers going up against each other. Hakeem trying to get those 2 points back, and he does with a beautiful step back. All right. D-Rob attempted to continue this game of anything you can do, I can do better. We finally got to stop. There it is. Hakeem DPOY. It literally went nowhere. Calvin Murphy's going to have to bail out the Rockets. That is a tough shot. Yao's there for the old board. He grabs it right on cue. The advantage of Yao Ming is, he's very tall.
No way, that's crazy.
After that Yao slam, it was officially must-score territory for the Spurs. Bro, why are they doing this? They're going right back at Hakeem. David Robinson had great position and got his lunch eaten, dude. Wow, that was bad, David. Houston's 60 overall shooting guard would nail both free throws, but down the other end, Tony Parker finally getting a shot in the clutch, and it was money, dude. That clutch Tony Parker shot was answered by a terrible possession from the post by Hakeem, and we were heading to OT. Neither team gave an inch in OT as we were right down to the wire once again. Tony Parker? Excuse me, Tony Parker. He's clutch. Okay. After getting beat on one end, Calvin Murphy tried to turn the tide on the other. Oh my gosh. Calvin Murphy's trying to get his back, and he gets rejected by Tim Duncan. That was really bad, Calvin. Hakeem had 36 and 20, Yao Ming 32 and 30, but a disappointing loss for Houston.
It's official. I've run out of ideas on how to take W's on underdog. I have no secret recipe, so that was my ear. I'm just down here trying to get on Winnie's level, so maybe she can rub off, the idea of being an underdog. She just licked my ear, though. That's not ideal. This is not gonna work.
Honestly, no judgments from me to you. However you choose to strategize and enjoy yourself on underdog, it's a W no matter what. We're through the wild card round of the NFL playoffs. Tyreek Hill sold me in the Dolphins' tough loss to Kansas City, but thankfully I insured that pick'em entry and won back my $50. I'm always mentioning the insurance options when I talk about underdog, but there's an example. I don't know ball, so I went 2 of 3, but still walked away a win. The game coming up I'm most excited for in the NFL, Bills Chiefs, baby, and to make sure I'm even more interested, I'm building a huge pick'em entry geared completely towards the game being a shootout. As always, I do not recommend copying my picks. That game's going to be played in a frozen tundra. It's probably going to end like 13-9, but just let me have my fun. Oh, I just realized in this exact moment, I did not insure that entry. Oh well, we ball. Additionally, always got to shout out the NBA content you can dip into on Underdog, including a host of drafts and tournaments always ongoing with big prize pools and always big fun. Use my code JCAN right now when you sign up for Underdog. They'll match your first deposit up to $100 and give you a free mystery pick'em special. It's not too late, man. man. So many sports still ongoing, including the NFL and of course the NBA season. So use code JCAN. My link, all other info is down below. Houston, we have a problem. San Antonio expands. We were heading southeast for a matchup between the Hawks and Magic. Atlanta's Hall of Fame trio, a heavy front line, Bob Pettit, Dominique Wilkins, and Dikembe Mutombo. It's imposing, man. And it might be the perfect way to combat young Shaquille O'Neal on the Magic, but T-Mac, Grant Hill on the wings, that's pretty deadly. But unfortunately, not deadly enough, as despite holding home court, the Magic didn't have the right spell to down the Hawks. Oh, and the best individual performance we've seen so far, Bob Pettit, 51, 15, and 11. Yeah, that'll do the trick. The Hawks had zero time to nest after their dub, as immediately the wheel would send Miami on the hunt. And after seeing what Bob Pettit just did to Shaq and the boys in Orlando, I'm worried. Dwayne Wade, Tim Hardaway, a ferocious backcourt, but Alonzo Mourning is on his own to contend with all that size? Alonzo Mourning was up for the task as his Heat were up late. A bucket here gives him a 2-possession lead. It's Dwayne Wade from the elbow. That's too easy, man. If Atlanta doesn't find an answer here, they might be in some real trouble. Dominique, maybe get the ball to Bob Pettit. Just a thought. Nope, Dominique is picking up his dribble. Oh, why? Why would he shoot that? Alonzo Mourning, that's a clutch rebound, and that would be the game. Miami holds on for a 5-point win. Miami overtakes all of Florida and Georgia. And suddenly, I want to roll my windows down and cruise. Anyways, the wheel would fire up a Pistons-Sixers matchup next. Detroit, a pretty unsexy trio, but 3 Hall of Famers, 3 studs, Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, Bob Lanier. They could surprise us. While in Philly, we've got Moses Malone. Yeah, he was an MVP Hall of Famer. Allen Iverson and Billy Cunningham. I like the balance there. With a huge chunk of the North on the line, Philly's MVP duo showed up and showed out, defending their home court in a near 20-point blowout. And I'm just sitting here thinking, are we ever going to get to the West Coast or like anywhere close in this? Thank you. It's almost like I jinxed the wheel into doing it. Sometimes you just got to put it out in the universe, man, and the wheel comes through. I was a bit mad that the compass didn't cooperate. They sent the Kings east, but into Utah Jazz territory. That's interesting because the Sacramento Kings Hall of Fame trio obviously loaded. Point guard Oscar Robertson, power forward Jerry Lucas, shooting guard Mitch Richmond, and the Jazz point guard John Stockton, power forward Karl Malone, shooting guard Pete Maravich. It's a perfect symmetrical matchup. And once again, we simply love when this works out because, something's got to give. There's no obvious mismatches anywhere. Let's freaking go. And unlike the last time I was excited for a symmetrical matchup, which was Rockets Spurs, Kings Jazz did not live up to the hype. Oh, okay. Well, that's why we had a blowout. Mitch went for 50. Oscar, a 45-point triple-double. This might be the perfect trio. I found it, boys. No, seriously, it's early, but is it going to get better than that? That's amazing.
You just wait.
Stock, Malone, and the Jazz were gone as we'd next move to a duel from the 96 draft. Kobe's Lakers, Steve's Suns. Like I mentioned earlier, no Shaq, no Kareem on the Hall of Fame Lakers trio. No George Mikan either. They got no big man, but Elgin, Magic, Kobe, that's amazing. And yeah, I am very worried for the Suns Hall of Fame trio. Steve Nash, Chuck Barkley, Connie Hawkins. Anything can happen, I guess. More ominous words have never been spoken. Despite being an absolute juggernaut, I clearly jinxed the Lakers prior to this matchup as they find themselves down 1 with under 2 minutes left. It's not over by a long shot. Chuck's going up against the 60 overall pick. Yep, I'm sure he's doing that all game. I might have taken an L. Like even George Mikan, maybe should have been in there over my boy Elgin, but I love Elgin so much. Oh, Magic to Kobe. I mean, come on. All right, no excuses, Lakers. You got to close this thing out. Oh no, the Suns are in a great spot right now, dude. What if they hit a 3? Oh no, they're just gonna go into Chuck for another 2. This is automatic. It is automatic. Charles Barkley, dude. If they get a 3, then they can surrender another 2, and then you know what I mean. But they can't keep trading 2s because they get 0 stops. Kobe's got a mismatch on a 60 overall player. I mean, there you go. He shoots. Oh my gosh, it's over. Kobe missed a 2. What was he doing? In my defense, if I put Shaq or Kareem on the Lakers, then I probably wouldn't have been able to make the Bucks or Magic work in this video. Like, I didn't think it would screw the Lakers that much. With hard evidence now that one mismatch can destroy a game, I was very curious at how Heat Spurs would play out with Tim Duncan being able to feast on a 60 overall. Or maybe Tim didn't feast. It looks like nobody's feasting in this game. A rare low-scoring matchup in this video. D Wade for 3. That's not his game. And while Tim Duncan has a mismatch in the post, D Wade should also have a mismatch, but there's Tim in the clutch. I think I'm placing too much of an emphasis on matchups in this video. Like, look at that. That's great offense right there. Who can get a stop? Right on cue, the very next possession, it was Miami who finally got the stop. That was unfortunately as close as San Antonio would come. D Wade 33, 11, 11 filled up the stat sheet. He's 2-0 in the video. Miami invaded Texas while we were finally moving up to the Pacific Northwest. The Seattle Sonics Hall of Fame trio looking a little suspect, bro. I can't lie. Gary Payton, Jack Sikma, Spencer Haywood. They're taking on Portland, Clyde Drexler, Bill Walton, Arvydas Sabonis. Both teams with a couple bigs. Clyde, Gary should eat. My observation was spot on. Both guys went off, but only one side would glide to a W. Denver was up next to make their debut in the video, challenging the Mavs for a piece of Texas. David Thompson, Alex English, and Dan Issel. He's gonna have his hands full with Dirk. Or not. Yeah, Dan Issel didn't break a sweat as he clamped Dirk Nowitzki. David Thompson on the other end absolutely ate. And just like that, the Denver Nuggets are very much in this video to win it. Denver would take over a big chunk of Texas and a little bit of land in the Northeast, remember? They'd also get a chance to expand right away, taking on Phoenix. Taking on Phoenix, more like taking down Phoenix. More like dismantling them entirely. Another blowout win. I didn't show it, but last game, David Thompson scored, I think, 47 points. Alex English with 41 this time around. Dude, we'd finally get a break from the Nuggets' world destruction as the Pacers would make their debut. Mel Daniels, Reggie Miller, George McGinnis. Can they compete with Moses and Allen Iverson? No. No, they could. Yeah.
That was bad.
Another team was set to make their debut in the video against the Sixers, this time the Knicks. And once again, I'll tee up the matchup by saying Walt Frazier, Patrick Ewing, Dave DeBusschere, can they contend with Moses and Allen Iverson? Indeed they could, as this game was a true heavyweight tilt at MSG. Patrick Ewing has a mismatch. Why is Moses not guarding him? Moses was on Walt Frazier, who diced past him for the floater. What can Philadelphia cook up? Are they gonna go for the tie? They're flattening it out for AI. Trying to get a bucket on 97 overall Walt Frazier. Good defense, good offense. Allen Iverson is money, baby. What a look. A quick back and forth overtime, and the Knicks were in great position to win it. Can Allen Iverson do it again? He's same thing. Pump fake, mid-range jumper. This time it's off, though. AI with 40 points sent the game to OT, but couldn't extend it. Owners of a whole lot of new territory, the Knicks would get kicked right back up as the Heat were making a move north. D-Wade and Alonzo Mourning had been an untouchable duo up to this point, but fellas, the Knicks are absolutely for real. A 20-point blowout of the Floridians. The state, along with most of Texas, turns orange, and the Knicks would keep getting chances for expansion. The Nets taking the subway up to MSG. I don't know if I have much faith at the Nets' chance of upsetting the Knicks. I mean, Dr. J's awesome. Drazen is cool. Bernard King, he probably should be a Knick. I had to slide him on this team to make him eligible. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Knicks fans, I'm legitimately sorry. There's no... Oh, how can they go out this way? 2K, how could you let this happen? I'm sorry. Oh, nah. That's out of pocket. Patrick Ewing had 65 points. How did they lose?
It's the Knicks. What did you expect?
Not only was that loss heartbreaking for Knicks fans, as our wheel would set up next, it might be trouble for the rest of us too. I'm always picking on Boston Celtic fans, but like, it's not fair. Larry Bird, Bill Russell, Bob Cousy. What a trio, dude. Come on. I've learned my lesson making just so many of these kinds of vids to never doubt a team, but the Nets trio, despite coming off a miraculous win against New York, I mean, they're in some trouble here, dude. I cannot see this going well. Bill Russell starting the game off with an easy dunk. Yeah. No, seriously, heading into this game, I legitimately feared this legendary Celtics squad, but my reverse jinx was successfully deployed, as once again, the Nets trio balled out, leading to a finish in the clutch. Bob Cousy misses. Bill Russell with the board. Yeah, that's pretty predictable. The Nets have to end this game now. They can't let this thing go to OT. I don't like their chances. Dr. J's just gonna keep forcing it. It doesn't work. Boston's out of timeouts. We've got OT. Oh my gosh. Why? We simulate OT around here. We don't watch it unless, wait a minute. Oh my gosh. The Nets ran away with it. The Nets did it. Okay. Well, never mind. I guess I can't be mad at Doc. Apparently it's the Nets world that we're all just living in. Dr. J 44 and 18 made enough plays down the stretch. The Nets now own nearly all of the eastern part of the states. We headed back west for the Blazers, but sent them due east to welcome Milwaukee to the video. Of course, I didn't put Kareem on the Lakers, as mentioned many times, because he belongs on the Bucks at a 99 overall with Sidney Moncrief, Ray Allen. They've got shooting, they've got defense, they've got Kareem. They'd also have a rather tight but ultimately decisive victory in their debut. From one arguable GOAT center in Kareem to another in Wilt Chamberlain, the ultimate battle upcoming for North Cal. The Golden State trio, they are the challengers. Wilt Chamberlain, 98 overall, Rick Barry, Chris Mullin. Interesting. No guards. Okay, take note of that, because we've seen this Kings roster and we know they have Oscar and Mitch Richmond. That's two elite guards. Yeah, this could get crazy. But unfortunately, the Kings guards couldn't replicate their earlier magic. They were held in check as Rick Barry took control in a Golden State win. Oh, that's right. I definitely forgot Sacramento played earlier and beat Utah. That's that state. Yeah, I know geography. I'm just kidding. We all know by now from watching my videos, I don't know geography. There's just one team on our wheel that we've yet to see, not Denver. However, if Denver gets sent due east, we will see that team. I'm trying to manifest it. Nope, okay. Of course, that team's just gonna skate through to the end of this video anyways. We've got Denver, we've got Golden State.
I'm just chilling.
And we've got the Golden State Warriors Hall of Fame trio cruising to another, it's not a blowout, but yeah, another double figures win. They're good. What do you want from me? There's the Wilt. Last game, it was Rick Barry. This one was the Wilt game, 41-20 on 16 of 20 shooting. Golden State overtakes all that land in the West and a little bit in the East, and with now 4 teams left, we'd get the big man battle to end them all. Wilt Chamberlain, the OG, versus GOAT successor Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for a stranglehold on our map. Dang it, this was supposed to be a battle. I really wanted this game to go right down to the wire. Wilt versus Kareem, and honestly, it wasn't even that in this blowout. Yeah, it was all Rick Barry. 51 points, 16 rebounds, 10 assists, 17 of 26 shooting. I mean, Wilt was good. He did his thing, but Rick is really powering this team, and Rick had powered them right to a spot in the championship matchup of this video, because at long last, the wheel came through. It was time for the debut of Michael Jeffrey Jordan in the highest leverage moment of the video, taking on his idol, Dr. Julius Erving. And to my delight, it was indeed a clutch finish between our two heroes. Mike and Dr. J would immediately have a brick off when I jumped in. Scotty joined as well, clanking a wide open 3, but Artis Gilmore came through with a clutch tip-in. Oh my, Scotty trying to lob to Mike. That was dumb. I didn't see it coming. Bernard King can't beat Artis down the floor, but he's got free throws. Bernard clutched up, made them both, and it's kind of ironic. You've got MJ, Scotty, Dr. J, Drazen, but Bernard King and Artis Gilmore should be getting the ball in these clutch moments. They are the two players with respective mismatches, but you know Mike's not passing this rock. He gets inside, pass, drop. Nope. No. He smoked a layup over a 60 overall. Push the ball down court. Okay. The net 60 overall shooting guard hit 2 free throws. Mike, that's a step back 3. That is just excellent offense and greatness. What do you want from me? Oh wait, a pick and roll? That's low-key smart. Dr. J sheds Artis Gilmore and Scotty Pippen and hits a pull-up 3. 2.1 seconds left. The Bulls don't have a timeout. Mike from full court is off. Julius Erving and the Nets trio have done it, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. J, 49 points and the game-winning pull-up 3. What a masterclass.
Back to Vegas, I guess.
The only question that remains in this video, will Dr. J's magic continue, or will the mighty Warriors handle business in the final? I'm absolutely not doubting Dr. J and the Nets, but Golden State, if we're being honest, their trio better overall, and they're gonna have home court advantage. I mean, dude, look at this Hall of Fame trio. I'm not even overhyping it. Wilt Chamberlain, Rick Barry, Chris Mullin. I mean, Wilt is a 98, but Rick Barry's been their best player. How do you beat that? Maybe the answer to my question is simply Dr. Julius Erving. Maybe that's it. I mean, Drazen is there, Bernard King, but Doc has done it all. But here in the championship matchup of NBA Imperialism, last Hall of Famer standing wins. Who's it gonna be? Wilt, Dr. J, Golden State, Nets? Let's go. Once again, the Nets were up for the task against a stronger opponent on paper. Golden State at home was taking punches, throwing them back. Neither team grabbed a firm foothold until the fourth quarter. Until the fourth quarter, the Nets have done it. The Nets have grabbed said foothold. They might have a stranglehold. 1 minute left. Golden State, okay, it's a bucket for Wilt. Probably could have been an and one. There was contact. In a truly insane sequence, Dr. J would straight up dribble out of bounds, but Golden State didn't take advantage. An ugly turnover themselves, and after a couple intentional fouls, they had very little hope left. It's over. It's up. They aren't getting a miracle right here, ladies. It's over, man. It was simply too little too late for Golden State. The New Jersey Nets Hall of Fame trio, led by Dr. J, indeed walks away champions of NBA Imperialism. Unbelievable. Also, special shout out to Drazen Drazen Petrovic, who had 43 points in the clinching game. Let me know what you thought of this video down below. Did you see it coming with Dr. J and the Nets? I certainly didn't, but good on them, man. Drop a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and check out another from my channel that I know you'll like.